This is the story history forgot. This is the lost chapter. In the frozen edges of North America, long before Alaska became American land, two worlds collided. Not the British and the Native Americans, not the Spanish and the Aztecs, but the Russians, fur traders, explorers, and soldiers, facing the native tribes of Alaska, armed with spirit, knowledge of the land, and unbreakable courage. This is the forgotten frontier war, Russia versus Native Americans. The year was 1741. Russian explorer Vitus Bering, sailing for the Tsar, sighted Alaska's coast. Behind him came waves of fur hunters, the Promyshleniki, chasing sea otters worth their weight in silver. But these were not empty lands. They belonged to the Aleut, Tlingit, and Alutiiq peoples, expert hunters and warriors who had lived here for thousands of years. The Russians came for fur. The natives fought for survival. In the 1750s, tensions exploded. The Russians forced Aleut men to hunt sea otters, taking their families hostage to ensure obedience. But the Aleuts struck back. They attacked outposts, burned ships, and wiped out entire Russian crews. It was one of the earliest wars of resistance in the North Pacific. The Russians answered with muskets and cannons. Entire villages were destroyed. This was not exploration anymore. It was conquest. By 1799, the Russian-American Company was founded under Alexander Baranov, the so-called Lord of Alaska. He built fortresses, ruled traders, and enslaved natives to expand Russia's reach. Yet the native resistance never stopped. The Tlingit warriors of Sitka fought the Russians in 1802, ambushing their forts and driving them out. For a brief moment, the land returned to its people. But Baranov came back, this time with warships. Cannon fire rained over Sitka. The Tlingit were forced to retreat into the forests. Alaska was claimed by the Tsar. By the mid-1800s, Russian Alaska was struggling. Furs were dwindling, native uprisings were constant. And across the ocean, the Tsar's empire was bleeding money. In 1867, Russia sold Alaska to the United States for $7.2 million, less than 2 cents an acre. The battles ended. But the scars of colonization remain carved in the Arctic ice. When we speak of conquest, we think of empires in Europe or Asia. But here, in the silent snows of Alaska, a smaller war was fought, one that history almost forgot. A war between the Russian Empire and the First Nations of America. This is the lost chapter, where the past is never truly buried.